Speaking of Gen Z. So good morning to all the Gen Zers on the show this morning.
I have to say something about Gen Zers.
Okay.
I've been working with Gen Zers for about the last 3 years, right? Because we figured out their age range is, what are they, in their mid-20s now? And
it
the
took
upper end.
It took a lot for us to figure out what the age of Gen Z is.
Well, for someone who's making a smart aleck comment about it.
We were searching long and hard. We couldn't figure out what the age of Gen Z.
Dr. MJ, I've just gotten the results from our laboratory.
What are the ages of Gen Z, Fester?
We have now uncovered them.
Yes,
To
please.
Roxanne.
This could earn you a prize, maybe a Nobel Prize.
I love this ridiculous improv we're doing right now, but you do realize every time we talk about Gen Z, MJ, you're like, Andrew, what years are they? You always ask what years they are, so much so that
Gen
one
Z
of our
is-
listeners
Who is this imposter in my laboratory? Please, get out.
so much so that one of our listeners has sent us a graph with the different generations and what years they were born.
One of your listeners, it was your freaking sister.
And she's
What
a
do you mean,
listener.
What do you mean one of our listeners? Your sister. And it was the most convoluted graph I've ever seen. It was ridiculously hard to read. Generation Z is 1997 to
Please read the research like a British scientist.
Members of the Generation Z years
Yes, Dr. MJ.
were born between 1997 and 2012. So as of right now, Generation Z is usually between 11 and 26 or 27 years old.
Yes, let's do math correctly.
Get this
28.
person out of the lab. She's interrupting me all the time.
doing-
Purity.
Get her out.
Purity.
I
I'm
can't
going to
start a
destroy
sentence
your
without her
lab.
talking over me.
And
Get her out of my lab.
Vamos.
Get her. Eject her.
Okay, well, I have to tell you guys,
Yes.
I've been working with Gen Zers for the past
The worst
3
timing
years.
of a radio personality ever.
And says the
I'm so
person
sorry.
says the person who takes breaths and then glares at you if you start talking again
Easy,
and
everybody.
talks over and over and over you every time you're trying to tell a story, so you don't get any rhythm in.
Back to your quarters, everybody.
That's the fact.
All right, so-
here it
oh my
is. I've been
God.
working with Gen Zers for the past 3 years, and I have to say, before I don't know where this angle you're taking is, and there are things to make fun of every generation for. However, my observation is they're super sweet, really nice. They're much more compassionate. No Gen Zers would fit in this room, for example. Like they're very kind to one another.
Oh, my-
So that's the nice observation I want to
My
make.
daughter
Now, go ahead.
Chloe has been here. She's Generation
She's
Z.
your daughter.
Yeah.
She lives with you.
All right, so the next item regarding Generation Z is
Let's go to the research and find out.
Generation Z are treating dates. This is a Yahoo Finance story I read. I'm like, yeah, this kind of caught my attention. Generation Z are treating employers like bad dates. 93% of Gen Zers ghost interviews. 87% have not shown up for their first day of work. What? Those are ridiculously high numbers. 93% ghosting. It's not just for dating anymore. You know, what is that slogan? It's not just for, what is the product? Yeah, it's not just for breakfast. What product is that? It's not just for breakfast anymore. No, I don't think it's orange juice.
No,
No, what is it? It's not just for breakfast anymore. It's a product slogan. Anyway, so ghosting, the employment website, Indeed. You've heard of Indeed.com.
Never.
Come on, you have. Indeed,
Of course I have.
Yeah, Indeed.com, an employment website. They surveyed 1,500 businesses, and they found that ghosting is just rampant, and it's Generation Z. And these numbers are staggering that 93% of Generation Z will just ghost the interview and just have an appointment for an interview for a job. And come on, is that possible? 93% is just a ridiculous number. And then 87% have not even shown up for their first day of work. So Gen Z, at least maybe they make the interview, they're hired for the job, and then 87% don't show up for their first day of work? That's unbelievable.
87% of all hires? No, it's 87% have done it at least once. So I found a Florida orange juice commercial from 1979.
Yeah.
And I typed in not just for ... anymore.
I don't think I need to spend time on this, but I thought there was a different product.
I was thinking like Secret, strong enough for a man but made for a woman.
No.
But that's not. It might be the Florida orange juice.
I don't know. Are you going to play it or what?
Hang
on. All right, maybe. Andrew says I'm dead wrong that it is orange juice. It's not just for breakfast anymore.
Refreshing, soothing.
Is that Steve Cawthon giving?
Who's playing what?
You play it.
Okay, I'll play. Here we go.
Right.
Is that Steve Cawthon giving orange juice a workout?
Sure is. Orange juice takes care of my thirst every time.
Who the hell's Steve Cawthon?
Just anymore.
You talked over the line.
Is that Roberta Peters about to have orange juice at a dress rehearsal?
Of course, it's refreshing, soothing, and it isn't just for breakfast anymore.
Look for 100% pure orange juice from Florida. Orange juice with a hot dog.
With anything.
Orange juice from Florida. It isn't just for breakfast anymore.
And it's got more calories and sugar than a whole can of Coke.
I support Florida orange growers.
So do I. I do as well.
To mix orange juice and a hot dog together is disgusting.
I
just want to put that out there.
I like orange juice anytime. Orange juice is fantastic.
It's not just for breakfast anymore, you know.